Hey beautiful people, it's your girl, the Benefit Girl, live on our channel, the Benefit Girl Heart Spill, where we talk real life and spill everything about life and every aspect of life. If you love what you're hearing, I want to encourage you to hit that button and subscribe to our channel, like, leave a comment, share the link, encourage other people to also subscribe to the channel if you just enjoy what you're hearing. Follow us on all our socials, Benefit Girl Heartspill, on TikTok, on X, wherever, whatever. It's Benefit Girl Heartspill. Encourage someone also to join the channel as we delve into our story for today. I really have this story. Oh my God, we got to dig out some lessons from this story. Let's go. All right, so I have this story and here we are to share this story. Remember, I told you that we are here to share about life, to see the mistakes that people have experienced and we don't experience the same. If we share a story here, we just want someone out there known to experience or fail for the same mistakes this individual who has shared the story experienced. That's why we share these stories, and I want to encourage you, if you have a story, if you have something that you want to spill out such that someone else out there can learn something from your story, be it love, be it work, be it anything, any aspect of life, as long as it taught you something, please share that story. We shall be very glad to share that story here to help other people out there. Yeah, so I have this story. This is our story, and I want us to pick something from this story. I'll share, actually, if you share your story on this channel, you can tell us, you can guide us whether to reveal the identity or not. Sometimes maybe I'll be hosting people here, people who want to tell their stories by themselves. But if you're shy, yet you have something that you want someone to learn from, then you can share and I'll just broadcast it. I'll just tell the story. I will not reveal your identity if you don't want it to be revealed. I will reveal it if you want it to be revealed. So let's get started. There is this individual, this individual had interest. They had interest in designing. When I talk about designing, it is broad, but mainly we're talking about graphics designing. They have this interest in graphics designing, and God being good enough, they find someone who can help them, sponsor them in everything they want to do with designing and all that. So this person gets the funds, they are paid for, they get an institution. Okay, let's not say an institution. They get someone who's well versed with graphics designing, and they are willing to teach them everything. So this person pays the fees that they are supposed to pay, and they begin learning month 1, month 2, month 3, and after some good time of learning and everything, this person was suited and ready to go and begin working. So they keep practicing with the individual that had taught them. They kept practicing. So they learn, they keep learning, and one day an opportunity knocks. An opportunity for them to go out there and practice while they earn what they have learned. They practice, that means they have gotten a job. So it's time to work and go out there and practice what you learned. So this individual is very excited. But remember, maybe to put out this clear, in graphics design, there are some common apps, some common applications or softwares that are used to design. For example, we have Adobe Illustrator, we have Adobe Photoshop. It depends, because Adobe is a whole suite that contains everything that has to do with designing, sound, videography, and everything. So this individual specifically, they had got their mastery in Adobe Illustrator and Adobe Photoshop, meaning they were going to deal with flyers, maybe editing photos, maybe editing stuff and all that. So Yeah, they go on after learning, an opportunity knocks, and guess what? They open the door. They go on. So this individual reaches the job where they got the opportunity. They reach out there to work, to get started, having this confidence that they learned everything and they can fully really put out the results that are required on whatever is going to be required of them to do. So this individual goes for the interview. They ask for the qualifications. In some fields, the real qualifications that are needed, it's just what you can put on the table. Not all the time that you have to write applications and write this and write this. No, as long as you can put out something on the table, and they want a design maybe of a business card, as long as you can put up a design of a business card that has real good graphics, then the qualifications will come later. So this was the kind of opportunity this person received. They went in there with their personal laptops, asked to design under a supervision of someone. They designed the whatever that is required, but this person was using a machine that they came with, meaning the machine contained all the softwares that were necessary personally for them, or what they were well versed with. So after that, the job is granted. Of course, they did very good work because they had got the experience. And then the drama comes in when now they are going to begin working. The twist of the story was that as they went for the interview, they were allowed to have their own machine and use it. Remember, if you're conversant with something, it's very easy to put out anything that you have to put out because you're so well versed with whatever you're using. But this time, when work begins, the company is planning to provide its hardware, its equipment, such that this person can now use the equipment of the company. And that's where the drama comes in. This one individual comes out on a Monday, ready to work, new job. That excitement. You're so excited to put out stuff and do. You've already calculated the salary. You're just excited to put out whatever it's going to be. So this individual comes in and steps in on a Monday. The work lineup is already up, and they're told that this is what you're going to do. Yes, and it's okay because this is what I'm here for. I can do it. And going out there, opening the machine, looking for the softwares they are supposed to use. Remember, this person is well versed with Adobe Illustrator and Adobe Photoshop. They are not well versed with any other softwares, with any other applications to use. So opening the company machine, there is nothing like Illustrator, there is nothing like Photoshop, but this person received the job to design. And then the supervisor comes in and is like, on the menu we have of the things we are supposed to do today, I want this by 10 a.m. By 10 a.m. It's around 9 or 8. I want this by 10 a.m. Opening the machine, honestly, this individual could not do even a single thing. Now you're wondering if the machine is really used for designing and the company has provided this person with a machine to design, then why doesn't it have the softwares to use? No, the softwares are there, but the softwares used in this instance is not Adobe Illustrator, it is not Adobe Photoshop, it is CorelDRAW. CorelDRAW is also an application or a software that is used to do the same thing, but it's a bit different. For example, if I want to make a copy of the passport, this CorelDRAW will do it more easily than Illustrator will or than Photoshop will. So this company specifically uses CorelDRAW, but this person was not guided that this is what they use in the company. The company literally thought if this person can put out such a design, then they are well versed with any other software that is put on the table for them to use. Yet it was not so. So this one individual is sitting before a machine, with a supervisor behind, and they cannot really put out any work because they are not well versed with what is really supposed to happen. Looking angers, not knowing what next, just looking there. So you can imagine such a situation, such a chaos at work. And I was so very privileged to share this story right here because we can learn from it. This individual is sitting before a computer, sitting before that machine, and they just don't know what to do. But they are employed, they are the new employees. Probably the job came in when they needed it very much, when they needed it most. But now they cannot do anything, and you cannot learn a new thing in just 2 hours. Because imagine the product is required to come out by 10 a.m. and this someone is here by 8. You cannot learn a new software in 2 hours and put out a beautiful design. You didn't carry your machine that you were supposed to use, and here you are, just stuck. So I read through this and I'm like, what? Does this happen to people at work? And this individual is just stuck, not knowing what to do. I want you to remember, there is someone who sponsored them. There is someone who sponsored them to learn whatever they learned. How can they explain to them that after learning everything I learned, I reached at work and I just can't put out the work that you paid for me to learn? How do you explain that? How do you explain to people at home after going out every single day for 3 months to learn something and you just can't put out nothing? You have no work done. How do you explain? Because some people will not understand the differences in the softwares or of designing. They will not understand. They will not understand the difference between CorelDRAW and Adobe Illustrator. So in this individual, here they are, and they just can't put out nothing. So with this said, this individual tells me they literally could not do it. They lost the job. They could not put out the work that was required, so they lost the job. However, they were well versed and they had mastery in the other softwares, but because they didn't have mastery in this, they lost it. They just lost the job. And I don't want to delve into whatever happened after, when you get home, in such a situation, when you get home, explaining to the people you left home that this is really what happened. There is no way. So just lost it. They just lost it. And I'm so sorry for that, but whoever is watching this show right now, whichever time or whatever day you're going to watch this, you will never fall for this mistake, because we've come out with some lessons, some pick outs that we have picked out, and we're like, you know what, if the people on the benefit girl, this is why this channel is here, for us to learn. So I personally got a lot of lessons from this, because I can't imagine myself explaining all this stuff and I just can't make people understand, because even I, for example, if I was the designer, I can't really explain the difference between Adobe Illustrator and CorelDRAW. So it is just a mess. So I got a lot of lessons, and I want us to share those lessons. And if you've also got something, comment something and tell us what you've learned. Tell us how have you found this story, how did you find it, how is it, and what is yours, because I chose to carry you all along. What is your story? This person has experienced this work chaos, the work of life, and they experienced such a chaos. What is your chaos in that business? What is your chaos in that relationship? What is your chaos somewhere, somehow in life? What is that chaos you experienced and you feel like we can really learn something from it? So I personally, what I pick out from this story, I have 3 moral lessons that I pick from this story, and one of them I noted down. One of them is diversify in your craft. Diversify in your craft. I repeat it again. Diversify in your craft. For example, this individual was a designer. If they really had that passion of designing and putting out good work, I believe they would have made research beyond the people that are teaching them. You make research beyond what is really put before your eyes. If this individual had made some research, understanding, diversifying everything, understanding, because in such a situation you can find out that there are even some parts of Illustrator maybe, or of Photoshoot, maybe they are not well conversant with, they don't know what exactly happens with them, but they have just grabbed whatever that has been taught to them, and whatever the teacher didn't mention, I therefore don't know. That is very wrong. That is very wrong, because I mean, this is technology. It is broad. Designing is broad. It is broad. It has, maybe right now we just know Illustrator, maybe we know Photoshoot, and now we know also CorelDRAW. Maybe your experience is going to be different. When you go out, when you purpose to do something in your life, do it that when someone else comes, they don't find any other reason for them to repeat what you've already done, because you've done it to the maximum, to the excellence of it, to the full point, to the dots that whichever corner they look through, it is just done. So diversify, diverse yourself in your craft. Look for every corner of your craft. Understand every step it takes. Understand every tool that is needed in that craft. Understand it, master it. You should not be someone that juggles a lot of things and you have mastery in none. It is useless. Therefore, you are like someone who has mastery in none. You are a juggler of all, but you have mastery in none. That is wrong. You will fail at a lot of things. A lot of opportunities will knock on your door and you will not know what exactly to do, because you're juggling a lot of things but you're not good at none. So if you really want to be good at graphics, according to the way I know that field, if you want to be good at graphics, don't look at video editing yet. Focus on graphics. Focus on making those flyers. Focus on making things happen. If you want to be good at maybe video editing, master Adobe Pro, master all the other tools that are used. You understand? Such that you don't fail for this very mistake this individual failed for. More so, for example, the university students, go beyond. If you're to major in something, go beyond. Understand everything that has to do with that. Most of the times the mistakes the mistakes we fell into are not because it was meant that way, not that heaven planned that one day you fell for that mistake. Sometimes it's ignorance. Diversify your knowledge. Be good at what you do. Be good to the maximum. That I know you can't be good and go up there. There are always people better than you. But when they come, let them be just polishing what you already know, because you're good at it. If it is Illustrator, yes, be good at Illustrator, but create the what ifs. What if CorelDRAW comes in? What if this comes in? And be good at all. Master your field in every corner. Be good at whatever you're supposed to do. That's my lesson number one that I learned from this scenario, because I mean, that was not reason enough for this individual to lose their job. It was not reason enough. Because at least if they had some prior knowledge about CorelDRAW, you just search a little things and you can put out something. And the moment you can put out something, then you can turn to the supervisor and tell them, you know what, CorelDRAW is good, but there is Adobe Illustrator. It can also do this. But if you are not well versed in this software, I believe this individual, I believe even their self-esteem went low. It just went low. Because you don't know how to explain. Self-esteem just went low. You're scared. You just don't know what to do. So I don't know how this individual walked out of that room. I just don't know how they handled that situation. But it happened and they lost the job. But it's one thing. Equip yourself with knowledge. Knowledge is everywhere. On the internet, knowledge is everywhere. Whichever internet has come in this generation, and there is no way you can be ignorant. There is no excuse for being ignorant. There is no excuse for not knowing something. I don't find that excuse. You're always typing on your phone, you're always online somewhere. Equip yourself with some knowledge in your craft. Equip yourself with some knowledge in your craft, at least every day. What's something about designing? At least every day. Or ask the internet, ask it which softwares are used in designing. At least well verse yourself with 3. When you find such an incident and you have like 3 softwares, you can tell them, you can tell the supervisors or whichever person is in charge, and you tell them, okay, I'm not well versed with this, but I can produce this here. But because this individual knew just one software, they could not even put up their esteem to speak out because they knew only one thing. So diversify your knowledge, more so in your craft. Be good at it. Be good at it, that even when those above you come, they really just need to polish a little, but you're well versed with your craft. You're good at whatever you're doing. Another thing, prepare before time, prepare beforehand, prepare yourself, organize yourself. Okay, you will tell me, but this person was prepared, they just didn't know the kind of software they were going to use. This means that this person also, when they designed in the interview, they didn't inquire what were the company requirements. The company required them to produce something. When they produced that something and achieved the goal of winning and being granted opportunity into that company, they just ended there. They didn't contemplate on anything else because the company provided them an opportunity just in their comfort zone. So they didn't go out anywhere, just chilling on the weekend and preparing for work on Monday. You didn't give in time to understand even the job you're entering. It goes back to diversifying. They didn't ask, what are the requirements here? What is required here? What am I supposed to do? What is required of me? Where are the company machines? What am I supposed to look at? Which softwares am I using? They didn't master. They don't have mastery in their field. And you can find such an individual, and now you can find them devastated when they don't know what to do. They don't know, their self-esteem was put low, and they just can't put out anything else. So it goes back all. Be good at what you're doing. Put in heart in whatever you're doing. If you're doing something, give it your whole. Be the best at whatever you're doing. Be the best at whatever you're doing. Just be the best. Just be the best version of yourself you can be in that craft, whichever way it is. If you're not willing to be good in that craft, just maybe don't go for it. Don't go for it. But purpose to be good at it. Purpose to be good in that very field. So that was my biggest pick out. I wonder what was yours. And if maybe you also working on something, you've got this advice, be good at it. Be good at whatever you're doing. You understand? Be the best in your field. If you're designing, design best. If you're cooking, cook best. Understand those curries. Understand, test every curry. Test Reiko, test Simba, test everything to pick the best test. Understand why are people going the other side and not this side. Understand, pick interest in what you're doing. This advice, I'm giving it to every single person that will come across this video. This is the only way we can be successful people in this world. Be good at whatever you're doing in this life. And with this all said, yeah, I believe this story was worth your time, and it is worth your time to rewatch again. It is worth your time. Just be good at something. I want to thank this individual that sent in this story. And this individual is not far. Actually, this individual is me. This is my story. This is my story in my earlier years. This is my story. This thing happened to me. It happened to me. Yeah. I promise that I'll be sharing my personal stories and I will carry you along. So the first story literally had to be my personal story. And this is my story. Now I know, at least I know a lot of things about designing. I have them in knowledge. I might not have the skills to fully apprehend them, but I cannot be blank when they come to my side, because I want to be good at whatever I'm doing. So this is my story, and I want you to learn from it. When you're coming out of maybe university or whichever field you're going to come through, a lot is happening in the world. Most times in our universities, as we are learning, that you find a lecturer teaching you stuff with old technology. They are teaching you stuff that is using some old softwares, and when you go out there in the field, you're going to find out that field wise work is different. Even when we go for internships, things are different. So purpose to choose one field. Don't juggle a lot of things. Choose one, be good at it, understand its competitions, have knowledge of them. That's mastering your field. So understand it. So with that story, I don't believe that your time has been wasted. I believe you have enjoyed it and you have learned something. And if you're there, you can also send in your story. Be it work, any field of life, send in your story. Let's share. Let's dive in it. Let's laugh. Let's learn. Let's love other people through our stories. So I want to conclude by encouraging you again to hit that subscription button. If you've really enjoyed this story, just hit that subscription button and share this link. Encourage other people to subscribe and follow us on all our handles. Benefit Girl, Heartspill. Follow whichever social network you know. Thread, X, Facebook, TikTok, anywhere. We are just there. So follow, like, comment on this video. If it has blessed you and you've learned something, comment. If you've gotten any other lesson from it, still comment that lesson, such that any person that comes across this video and they are watching through the comments, they can also learn what you've learned. I want to thank you very much for tuning in, even up this very moment. You are one of the realest people I've met today, and I encourage you, subscribe. Continue encouraging other people to subscribe. Share this link on your statuses. Share this link everywhere and everywhere and everywhere. Let's make the world a better place. Benefit Girl, Heartspill. Thank you.